Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most famous political allegories ever written, Animal Farm by George Orwell. Now, on the surface, it looks like a simple story about farm animals who rise up against their human owner. But beneath that, it's a sharp, witty, and honestly heartbreaking commentary on power, corruption, and how revolutions, even the ones that start with hope, can go horribly wrong. And here's the crazy thing. Orwell wrote this back in the 1940s, but the themes feel just as relevant today. Whether you're looking at politics, workplaces, or even personal relationships, Animal Farm is basically a masterclass in how power can twist people, or in this case, pigs. So, grab a coffee, settle in, and let's walk through the story together. We'll go chapter by chapter, pull out the main events, and then unpack the bigger lessons. By the end, I think you'll see why this short little novel continues to spark debates decades later.
The story opens on Manor Farm, owned by Mr. Jones, a careless, often drunk farmer who doesn't treat his animals well. One night, the animals gather in the barn to hear the words of Old Major, a wise, respected boar. He shares a dream of a future where animals are free from human oppression. He paints a vision of equality, where animals own the farm, live off their own labor, and enjoy the fruits of their work instead of being exploited. Can you imagine being one of those animals? Listening? It's like hearing someone describe a paradise after years of struggle. Old Major even teaches them a song, Beasts of England, that becomes their anthem for freedom. Not long after, Old Major dies, but his dream takes root. Inspired by his vision, the animals plot a rebellion against Mr. Jones. And guess what? The revolution actually works. The animals rise up, drive Mr. Jones off the farm, and take control. Manor Farm is renamed Animal Farm, and for the first time, they feel free. It's a thrilling start, right? The underdogs win. But, as we'll see, that victory doesn't last long. After the rebellion, the animals establish a new set of rules to guide their society. They call these the 7 Commandments, painted on the barn wall. The commandments stress equality. Things like all animals are equal, no animal shall kill another animal, and no animal shall sleep in a bed or wear clothes. At first, it feels exciting. The animals are united, working together, harvesting more food than ever before. They're proud. After all, the farm now belongs to them. But here's where it starts to shift. 2 pigs, Snowball and Napoleon, quickly emerge as leaders. Snowball is charismatic, clever, and full of ideas. Napoleon is quieter, but shrewd and power-hungry. Tension grows between them. Snowball wants to modernize the farm, even planning to build a windmill to generate electricity. Napoleon? He sees Snowball as a rival and doesn't like his influence. This is where Orwell really starts to show us how revolutions can go sideways. The dream of equality begins to clash with ambition, ego, and the hunger for control. One of the most dramatic moments comes when Snowball passionately argues for his windmill project. He's persuasive, and many animals support him. But just when it seems like Snowball might win the vote, Napoleon unleashes his secret weapon, a pack of ferocious dogs he's secretly trained. They chase Snowball off the farm. He barely escapes with his life. From that moment on, Napoleon seizes absolute control. No more debates, no more democracy. Decisions are made by him and him alone. And here's where the slippery slope begins. The commandments on the barn wall start to change.
subtly at first. For example, "No animal shall sleep in a bed" quietly becomes "No animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets." The animals, confused but trusting, accept the explanations. After all, the pigs insist it's for the good of the farm. Sound familiar? It's that classic case of leaders twisting rules to fit their own desires, while convincing everyone else that it's all perfectly reasonable.
As time goes on, Napoleon consolidates power. He uses propaganda, spread by the pig Squealer, to rewrite history. Every failure is blamed on Snowball, who becomes the farm's scapegoat. Even if the windmill collapses, clearly due to poor construction, the animals are told it was sabotaged by Snowball. Meanwhile, the pigs enjoy more privileges. They drink milk, eat apples, and later even move into the farmhouse. Whenever the other animals question it, Squealer insists, "Do you want Jones to come back?" That fear shuts down dissent. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of the book involves Boxer, the hard-working cart horse. Boxer's motto is, "I will work harder," and later, "Napoleon is always right." He represents loyalty and the working class, always giving, never questioning. But when Boxer grows old and injured, instead of rewarding his loyalty, Napoleon sells him to the knacker, the horse slaughterer, for money. The pigs tell the animals that Boxer died in a hospital, but we know the truth. This moment hits hard. It's Orwell's way of showing how corrupt leaders exploit the very people who build their power, discarding them when they're no longer useful.
By the end of the book, the pigs are completely unrecognizable. They walk on two legs, wear clothes, and dine with humans. The 7 commandments have been erased, replaced with a single chilling line. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. In the final scene, the other animals peer through the farmhouse window, watching the pigs play cards with the humans. They look from pig to man and man to pig, but they can no longer tell the difference. The dream of Animal Farm, equality, freedom, justice, is dead. What began as a hopeful rebellion has turned into a tyranny just as bad, if not worse, than before. So what's Orwell telling us here? At one level, Animal Farm is a direct allegory of the Russian Revolution and the rise of Stalin. Old Major represents Marx or Lenin, Snowball is Trotsky, and Napoleon is Stalin. The farm's descent into dictatorship mirrors how revolutions that start with noble ideals can become corrupted by power. But zoom out, and the book is really about human nature. It asks, why do revolutions fail? Why do ordinary people accept lies even when the truth is right in front of them? Think about the way the animals unquestioningly accept the pig's changes. How often do we do that in our own lives? At work, in politics, even in relationships, where we let small compromises slide until suddenly we're trapped in something we never intended. It's also a warning. Power tends to corrupt, and without accountability, even those with the best intentions can turn into tyrants. Animal Farm may be short, but it packs a punch. It's funny, tragic, and brutally honest. At the end of the day, Orwell reminds us that freedom isn't something you win once. It's something you have to protect constantly. And maybe that's the real message. If we don't stay aware, if we don't question authority, if we don't remember why we fought for change in the first place, history has a way of repeating itself. So, what do you think? Do you see echoes of Animal Farm in our world today? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit like, subscribe for more book summaries, and share this with someone who loves a good story with a deeper meaning. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, remember, all animals are equal, but on this channel, you're always more equal than others.